Hi guys, it's Katie back with another video. Today I'm thinking I'm going to do a story time, and this one is pretty intense. So this probably happened about a year ago. Yeah, roughly like a year ago. And what happened was I was trying to get a babysitting job on the weekend or something like that. And so if you guys know care.com, I was on there and I saw this last minute late night post to babysit. I think it was like 10 to 3 or something like that. So I was just chatting with the dad over the care.com like secure chat, and based on that I could already tell something was up. I don't know, I don't want to stereotype or anything, but I could just tell that something was off. He wasn't really texting professionally. Not that you have to, but it was just kind of a little too relaxed, a little too casual. But I was like, I need the money and I'm available and I'm going to do this job. And since it was a last minute job, I didn't meet up with him beforehand, which we do sometimes for babysitting jobs, just to make sure that it's a good fit and everything. But this is a last minute, the kids were going to be asleep. I was basically just going to be there while the father went out and make sure that everybody was okay. So basically I ended up going there and I parked on the street instead of the driveway, just because a lot of the times the parents have to leave and they go out their garage from the driveway. So I usually am just used to parking on the street, so I did that. And I went up to the door and I knocked on the door, and I was just kind of like, I just could feel some weird vibes, if that makes sense. So this guy answers the door and immediately I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I just remember him telling me like, oh, like, you can park in the driveway. And I was like, oh, like, it's fine. And he was like, no, like, park in the driveway. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go back to my car and get in it, turn it on, drive it to your driveway. I don't know. That was just kind of weird to me. Then I get back to the door and I don't know if I realized I was doing this, but I basically was getting the vibe that like something was off. So basically I had my keys in my hand where I was like holding them like this, like with the, like holding it, and like the key part, metal part was like sticking out. Just kind of like as a reflex, as like self-defense. So yeah, I don't know if I realized I was doing that, but I was. So I went in the house against my better judgment, and it is like a 3-floor like house, I guess. It's kind of like a townhouse. So he was kind of giving me a tour of the place, which is kind of weird in general, but it was nice, I guess. And he's just like saying weird things, and it's just kind of like kind of weird and uncomfortable, but at the same time I'm like, oh, he's like, chill, it's fine. He's just trying to make me, you know, aware of things in his house, I guess, and trying to be funny or something. He was probably in his 30s. He had like an accent, I think from like England or something, that he was talking about, and kind of like buff and stuff. So he was a little bit intimidating. So he's showing me around like the first floor that I entered on, and then we go up to the second floor, and that's the floor where I stayed for the most of the time. There was a couch there, and the kitchen, and the dining room, and the like TV area and stuff like that. And then the following floor is the bedrooms and stuff. So we're on the second floor, he's showing me around and stuff. We get to the kitchen and he's like showing me everything in there. He's saying that I can eat food in his fridge and stuff, which is sweet of him to offer. I always appreciate that. But then he goes to like the alcohol, and he's like, at the time I was only 19. I'm still only 20. But yeah, I was only 19. And so we get to the alcohol section of his kitchen, and he's like, yes, I know you're only 19, so this doesn't, you know, regard you anyway, but just in case, like, here are the wine glasses, here are like the glasses for the alcohol, like, hint hint, like, you can drink, kind of, like he was saying, which I thought was like super inappropriate in general, for my age, because I'm like a young female, because I'm supposed to be like there to watch his kid. Like, I don't know, it was weird and uncomfortable, and it just gave me weird vibes, and I was just kind of brushing it off and like laughing it off, because that's kind of how I at least used to react in those situations. I still am like that, but I'm a little more, I guess I stick up for myself a little more. I'm a little more, I guess, less validating or like comforting to people who are being like that to me. I was just kind of like, ha ha ha, like, no, I'm not gonna drink, like, I'm babysitting for you. So then, yeah, we kind of just brushed that off. He's like drinking a glass of wine like as he's talking to me and stuff, which I was like, I mean, you do you, dude. So then he's like showing me the TV and the remote and all that stuff, and I'm like, cool, that's probably what I'm gonna do during this time. And then we go upstairs and he shows me the kids' bedrooms. He just like opens the door a crack to show me that they're in there sleeping or whatever. And he's like, they're super independent, like they don't need you at all basically, like do not even go up the stairs unless they call for you, like they don't need you basically, they can go to the bathroom themselves, they can, you know, do whatever themselves. And then we get to like his bedroom and I'm standing outside the door and he's just kind of like, this is my bedroom. He starts like talking about it and stuff, and then he's like you can come in. And I'm just like I literally like, oh, I'm getting like ooh vibes from it. But I like, against again my better judgment, I like walk in the doorway and I'm like, so I probably walk like a foot in and I'm just kind of like, but like I'm ready to run basically. So then he's like, so yeah, if you need to sleep, I prefer you to sleep in my bed in here. And I'm like oh, wee woo, like go back to your car. Yeah, that I'm just like, oh god. And then then he's telling me he wants me to sleep in his bed because his kids would be like safer because I'd be closer to them, which I'm like, dude, you literally just said they're so independent, I don't even need to be up here, like not to come up here. But if I need to sleep, you want me to sleep in your room, in your bed. I don't know, so basically I just try to like get downstairs to the second floor. And so there, we're just like talking and stuff. He's asking me like weird questions and stuff, and he's just like talking about his past and how he's from England or something like that. And then he like tries to hug me and stuff. It's just very uncomfortable. I don't remember specifically what we were talking about, but it was just incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah. But basically he's going to like some rave or something, and I'm like, alright, like you do you, dude, like I don't care. I'm normally like very non-judgmental with whatever the parents are doing. I'm just like, you do you, I'm gonna watch your kid and be professional and, you know, another cricket. Do what you're telling me to do, you know, watch your kids and stuff and being here for you while you go out overnight or whatever. So it's like 10 p.m. or whatever when I get there, and I'm supposed to be there till 3 a.m. So he leaves and I just like sit on the couch and I turn on like Netflix or something, and I'm just kind of like on my phone chilling, because that's what I normally do for babysitting jobs that are late like that, or the kids are asleep. I just kind of relax and keep my ears open so I can hear the kids if they're crying or if anything's wrong. And mind you, I think the kids were like 8 or 9. So yeah, I'm just like watching TV and stuff, and I'm like, I know he said that I can sleep, but I am not sleeping. Like, I am terrified. I literally like felt a little sick at this point. I literally just like wanted to go home, but I'm like, it's fine. I only have a couple hours and then I can go home. Like, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna watch TV and the time will fly by. Let me just say, that is not what freaking happened. I fall asleep. It was probably like 12:30 or 1 when I fell asleep. Watching TV. I really tried not to, but it was, you know, really late at night and I was probably busy all day and I was just exhausted. So I fall asleep, and I didn't even know I fell asleep until I woke up. I wake up to this guy. He's home it's like 1:45 or something like that. He was supposed to be home at 3 anyways. I wake up to him sitting, I'm like laying on his couch, and it's kind of like a curved couch like this, like an L or whatever. I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm doing here. So I'm like kind of in the corner, like my head is towards like the corner of the couch, and my legs are that way, and then there's the other end, and he's sitting like right here. So I'm like laying down, and I don't know if I heard something, if he like, I don't know, but all of a sudden I wake up and I go, like, I'm like laying like this, and I lean up and I go, and I like wake up, and I turn, and he's sitting right there, like right there, like right there. And I wake up in a panic because I didn't want to fall asleep, and immediately I'm like, I fell asleep, and I wake up and I'm like, shoot, like I fell asleep, and I look and he's right there. So immediately I'm like, literally, like so much adrenaline and just like panic sets in, and I'm just like, and like, mind you, I also just woke up, so I'm confused as hell. So I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, like you're home, it's early. And I also happen to notice that he's already been home long enough to like drink another at least glass of wine or whatever he was drinking. So it's like, how long was this man home? What has happened in the meantime? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I wake up and he's there, and he's just like, oh yeah, like, saw you fell asleep, like, I don't even remember, especially because I just woke up. I was very confused and just like flustered, and I'm like, oh my god, immediately I'm like, oh my god, like absolutely terrified basically. And so I think I'm basically like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna go now, or maybe I didn't say that specifically because I just felt like danger, so I was like, I don't want to like alert him or anything to like, I don't know, like I was literally like, I don't know if I was paranoid, but like I literally felt like terrified. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, like, well, you're home, I'm gonna leave. I don't know if I said that though, like it's so hard to remember, but I just remember him basically saying that oh, like, you should stay till 3, like I told you till 3, you can stay till 3. And I'm like, oh no, like it's fine, it's no big deal, like I'll go home, you're home, you don't need me to, you know, listen out for your kids if they wake up in the middle of the night, like you are home, I'm like, that's fine, I don't have to stay. And he's like, no, like you should stay, like it's fine, like you should stay until 3. And I'm like, no, like it's fine, like, you know, you're home. Like, I don't think I was that assertive, but basically that's what I was trying to get across, is like, you're home, you do not need me, I'm not going to stay till 3, I want to go. So then he's like, okay, well, how much will it be if I ask you to stay like later? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, how much would it be for you to stay like overnight? And my innocence is like, well, I mean, that doesn't really make sense. You're home, like how early or how late basically would you need me to be here? Like, he's like, oh, to like the morning. And I'm like, okay, but like what time in the morning? Because it's like really early morning right now. And he's like, oh, like 9 like a.m. So I'm like, okay, well, if we agreed on blank per hour, I'm like shaking, I grabbed my phone and put it in the calculator, like this many hours times this much an hour, and I'm like, well, it's this much money then. Like, not picking up on the fact that he was basically asking me to, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I didn't even pick up on this until I talked to people afterwards, and they like, I mean, I definitely felt like scary, terrified vibes, but I didn't pick up on the specific, what he was implying there. So my innocence was just like, well, it'll be this much if I want me to stay till 9 then, like. And he's like halfway up the stairs when we're talking and stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, alright. And so he goes up to like get the money or whatever, because I'm like, but I am not gonna, I don't know what I was saying, but he like goes up to get the money that I was supposed to be paid for just a few hours that I was babysitting. So I think during that time is when I was like, alright, like I need to go to the bathroom and like figure out what the hell I'm gonna do, because I am literally like panicking. Like, it literally felt like a horror movie, except like 10 times worse because it was real. So I go downstairs to the bathroom, so I'm on level 1, but I forget all my stuff upstairs. I'm like, So I'm in the bathroom. I'm like terrified to even open the door once I'm in there because I'm like, what if he's standing out there like ready to kill me? Like, terrified. So I go to the bathroom and I'm like freaking out. I don't even think I have my phone. Maybe I do. I feel like I would have brought it, but I'm not sure. So I finally get done and I like run upstairs and I'm like packing my stuff and he's not around and I'm like, oh my god. And I'm literally thinking of ways of like how to escape if I have to. And I'm like, I'm on the second story, the second floor or whatever, and I'm like, there is a balcony like over there. Like, I'm gonna jump out the freaking window. Like, that's how scared I was. And I'm so scared that I look over to the knife like holder or whatever and I see that there's a giant butcher knife missing and I'm like, here we go, like I'm gonna die tonight. So eventually I'm like looking around and stuff and I look in the dishwasher and it's there and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. He doesn't have a fucking butcher knife to kill me with. So I'm like packing up all my stuff and he goes downstairs to his car, I'm assuming, to like look for money. He comes back up, doesn't say anything, goes back upstairs, and I'm like, oh my god, like what the fuck is going on? So it looks like he's basically can't find the money or something. Like, I don't know what he's doing. And I'm like trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get out of the situation without like literally like trying to run out the door or just saying like I'm leaving right now, because in situations like this, if you think he's going to do something, especially with females, if you say like no, like I'm leaving, it might instigate some kind of attack kind of response or control response or something like that, which I don't know. I really thought I was either gonna die or I was gonna be harmed in some way, if you know what I mean. So I'm like trying to figure out what to do and I have no idea what to do. So I call my boyfriend at the time and I wake him up. It's like 2 in the morning at this point and I'm like, I got this job, like I'm really scared, like I think he's gonna kill me, like I'm terrified. I don't know if I say that specifically because I don't want to like terrify my ex-boyfriend, but I'm like, I'm terrified, I don't know what to do. Freaking cricket. So I call him basically and I am like trying to figure out what to do. I'm like trying to ask him like what do I do, and then he finally comes downstairs and I realize like since I'm on the phone with someone, if anything were to happen they would know. They would be probably able to track my phone location from the car, like what the time was, like all of that kind of stuff. So I'm like, alright, like this might help. And so the guy comes over and he's telling me like, oh, like I only have like not very much. It was like probably like a sixth of what he was supposed to pay me. And I'm like, oh, like it's fine. It's fine. I don't really care. I'm feeling really, really sick. I think that's what I said. I feel really, really sick and I need to go home. I'm just like really sick is what I was trying to say. And he was like, oh, like, no, like, let me find the money, stay here, and I'll try to find the money. And I'm like, no, like, seriously, like, I need to go now. At this point, I'm literally, like, about to cry. I'm like, I feel sick, I need to go now. And I'm, like, freaking out. And so eventually, he's kind of like, okay, like, kind of lets me go. So I'm, like, running down the stairs. I flip on the light or whatever. And I get to the door on the first floor, and I'm like, thank God, I'm, like, almost out. I can do this. And at the very end there, he goes, you know what, you need to respect me enough to stay. I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know if he was trying to, you know, enforce some kind of power or control, or like that was his last, like, trying to get me to stay or whatever. I don't know what just bad vibes all over the place there. That entire just situation in general. And mind you, he went out to a rave, so he's probably, like, intoxicated, pretty hardcore. I don't know. Just absolutely terrified. So I'm like, no, like, I'm going. And I run to my car, get in the car, lock it. He's standing in the door, like, watching me. And I drive away and, like, down the street, and then I, like, park my car where it's, like, far enough that I will, like, hopefully be okay. And I'm looking for my glasses, I can't find them. I'm literally like about to cry, if not already. And I'm like, I have to go back and get my glasses. And I'm like, no, like I can't. Like, I think I'm gonna die if I'm gonna go back. And so eventually I find it and I drive home, and I literally like can't even sleep when I get home. I'm just like terrified. My heart was probably going like a bajillion miles a minute. Like I was absolutely terrified. I've never been in a situation like that ever in my entire life. Like, it probably has taught me so much, but needless to say, if I ever feel like that again, I am not entering the door. Even if I feel like the weird vibes from messaging someone about a job, like, I'm gonna follow my instincts and stop putting myself at risk, basically. So yeah, that was, the story about the time that I probably almost died. I don't know, and I'm not even like being like over dramatic about it. Like, I legitimately was gonna jump out of a second story window because I thought I was gonna die or get harmed in some way, because I was getting such bad vibes and was very uncomfortable from this guy. So, moral of the story is, follow your instincts. Don't enter a house where you feel like you need to hold your key while he was giving you the tour of the house. Leave. Yeah, that is my story time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was kind of entertaining and kept you on edge. It definitely made my heart race a little bit thinking about everything again, but that was probably about a year ago, and I am still alive today, so obviously I didn't go back to any jobs like that, and I got out safely. So thank you guys for watching. Like and comment and subscribe, and you guys can comment some of your stories if you have any like that. And definitely, please, seriously, on a serious note, please stay safe. Make sure that you check out the people's backgrounds and stuff like that if you are doing jobs or something like that. Just like definitely stay safe. Always tell someone if you're going somewhere like that. I did have people know where I was at least, and definitely have your phone charged and emergency contacts and all of that stuff available, because it is scary out there and some people are not the nicest human beings. So definitely stay safe and everything like that. Anyways, so I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.